A celebrated theory is still the source of great controversy. Molecules of a compound consist of chemically separate parts. A group of meeting will be held tomorrow in the library conference room. A number of students have volunteer jobs. A very basic feature of computing is counting and calculating. Affordable housing is an important issue for all members of society. Agenda items should be submitted by the end of the day. All dissertations must be accompanied with a submission form. Our view is that educational reforms have been inadequately implemented. All industries are a system of inputs, processes, outputs, and feedback. All of the assignments must be submitted in person to the faculty office. All of your assignments are due on Wednesday. All students are expected to attend 10 lab sessions per semester. Although sustainable development is not easy, it is an unavoidable responsibility. Americans have progressively defined the process of plant growth and reproductive development in quantitative terms. An ancient text may hold secrets which were lost centuries ago. The archaeologist's new discovery stands out in previous overlooked foundations. An introduction is an essential element of presentation. And in that regard, as well as in other regards, it stands as an important contribution. The assignments should be submitted to the department before the deadlines. Attracting skilled workers to the city with expensive housing is hard. Before attending the classes, you must register online or by post. Before submitting your dissertation, your advisor must approve your application. Behind the group, there is a flat cart drawn by mules. Climate change is now an acceptable phenomenon among a group of reputable scientists. Clinical placements in nursing prepare students for professional practice. Conferences ought to be always scheduled 2 weeks in advance. Consumer confidence has a direct influence on sales. Radio is a popular form of entertainment throughout the world. Daily practice can build confidence and improve skills. Demand and supply are fundamental elements of economics. Economic status of early Roman Republic will be examined. Educational level is found to be related to social and economic backgrounds. Many experts think that the world climate is constantly changing in the world. Graduates from this course typically pursue careers in financial sector. He landed a job in a very prestigious law firm. I thought it was through the small meeting room. If finance is a cause of concern, scholarships may be available. If you need additional help, visit the Student Resource Center. Important details in the article are missing from the summary. It is absolutely vital that you acknowledge all your sources. It is really a comprehensive program covering both theory and practice. Library reference desks hold a lot of materials on academic history. Listening is the key skill needed to succeed in this course. Making mistakes is fine as long as you learn from them. Many birds migrated to the warmer areas for winter. Most critics agreed with the new theory, but a few disagreed. Speed is defined as how quickly an object or a person moves. Our professor is hosting the Business Development Conference. Nurses specialize in clinical work and management. Packaging is very important to attract the attention of a buyer. Peer group pressure has a significant effect on young people. Plants are the living things that can grow on land or in water. Please remember to bring a highlighter and your textbook to class next Thursday. Remember, the prestigious selection has strict eligibility criteria. Scientists are always asking the government for more money. Some economists argue that the entire financial system is fatally flawed. While some people regard it as care, the others regarded it as recklessness. Some students find true or false questions are harder than short answer questions. Students requiring for an extension should apply sooner rather than later. The synopsis contains the most important information. Protective clothing must always be worn in the laboratory. The application process may take longer than expected. The artists tied to conservative politicians earned the roles of critics. The assessment of this course will begin next week. The author's early works were less philosophical and more experimental. The book was supported by many faculty members. The business policy seminar includes an internship with a local firm. The campus tour will help you to get familiar with the teaching facilities. The commissioner will apportion the funds among all the sovereignties. The Earth's atmosphere is primarily composed of oxygen and nitrogen gases. Sugar is a compound including carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen atoms. The exam application system has been upgraded for professional examinations. The faculty staff are very approachable, friendly, and extremely helpful. The first assignment is due on the 14th of September. The garden behind the university is open to the public in the summer. The history of the university is a long and interesting one. The human being competed with each other for resources and space. The lecture tomorrow will discuss the educational policy in the United States. The most popular courses still have a few places left. Scientists were unsure when the early men first left Africa. The nation achieved prosperity by opening its ports for trade. New media has transformed the traditional national boundaries. The plight of local wildlife has been ignored by developers. The qualification will be assessed by using a conference criterion to approach. The theme of the instrumental work exhibits more of a demure, compositional style. The time of the math lecture has been changed to 10:30. The untapped potential of using sun rays is phenomenal. The ways in which people communicate are constantly changing. There are some doubts about whether these events actually occurred. This morning's lecture on economic policy has been cancelled. Traffic is the main cause for pollution in many cities. Tribes vied with each other to build monolithic statues. University departments carefully monitored articles and other publications by faculty. University fees are expected to increase next year. Water filters on the campus will discourage the unnecessary use of plastic bottles. We cannot consider increasing the price at this stage. We have sophisticated ways of studying the brain in action. We study science to understand and appreciate the world around us. You were able to contact a number of research subjects. The ability to work with fellow students cannot be stressed enough. The summer course is cancelled due to insufficient enrollment. Every student has the right and the ability to succeed. Please click on the logo above to enter the site. Students attempting to go to the conference must register now. The poster of this play is hung in the large lecture theater. Some people are motivated by competition, while others prefer to collaborate. We have not yet achieved equality in our society. This course puts great emphasis on the critical thinking skills. He was constantly looking for ways to bring industry and agriculture closer together. Several candidates would be qualified as the greatest scientists of all time. A good research assistant is not afraid to ask questions. All lectures and learning materials can be found on the internet. The course will help students to improve their pronunciation skills. The university should have invested in new technology to support learning. Strangely, people are impacted spontaneously by and are skeptical about using statistics. Food containing ample calories provides little or no nutritional value. Journalism faces the crises in the light of the digital revolution. More graduate training is often needed after the university study is finished. As student union members, you can influence and change our university. Time and distance are used to calculate speed. We can all meet at my office after the lecture. A laptop computer has been found in the biology lab. Graphs and charts allow data more easily to be understood. The department has organized a trip to London in July. Statistically speaking, the likelihood of the result is extremely low. Measures must be taken to prevent the unemployment rate from increasing. Momentum is defined as a combination of mass and velocity. Request for late submissions will not be accepted under any circumstances. Students should leave their bags on the table by the door. Salt is produced from the seawater or extracted from the ground. International exchange formed the important part of our study program. The bus for London will leave 10 minutes later than planned. Make sure you choose a course that provides great career opportunities. Archaeologists discovered tools and other artifacts near the ancient tombs. Economic development needs to be supported by governments. Manufacture can now brings more people in than agriculture and fishing combined. Students who study overseas can significantly improve work chances. The shipwreck of this year ruined some artifacts which were interested by historians. We no longer respond to any postal reference requests. It is important to make clear notes when you are reading. Your ideas are encouraged to be debated in seminars and tutorials. Default designed packages are likely to be used for most computers. Academic libraries across the world are steadily incorporating social media. You will be tested via quiz and dissertation. Trees benefit the city by soaking up the rainwater that runs off the roads. Many diseases that were once serious have now been irritated. The Northern Campus car park is located behind the library. Auditions for the university choir will be held next week. Many university lectures can now be viewed on the internet. Linguistics is the scientific study and analysis of language. A new collection of articles has just been published. The history department is very active in research. Neuroscience is a compound of completely separate parts. Honey can be used as food and a health product. The disease that was serious has now been eradicated. Students must attend the safety course before entering the engineering workshop. The celebrated theory is still the source of great controversy. The school canteen sells a large variety of water and food. Nutrition plays a key role in athletic performance. He wrote poetry and plays as well as scientific papers. Lots of people turned out to be at the presidential address. The deadline for this assignment is tomorrow. The amount of time spent on configuration varies considerably. The closing date of applications for travel scholarships is next Monday. The terms of illnesses and diseases are often confused despite the clear differences. There is no economic reason why public borrowing is necessarily bad. The economic predictions turned out to be incorrect. Mechanical engineering first became prominent during the Industrial Revolution. There have been long streams of extreme weather throughout human history. The cafeteria will only serve cold meals on Friday this week. Industry experts will discuss the opportunities in an automated workforce. The essay contains most of the important information. Members should make mandatory contributions to associated operating funds. Artificial intelligence has made significant progress in the last few years. Communication skills have become more important in recent years. Sea levels are expected to rise during the next century. Please close the door behind you when you leave the room. The aerial photograph is promptly registered for further investigation. Protective goggles must be worn in all the university's laboratories. It is doubtful whether projects can be finished this week. Technology is changing the way that media is used and studied. A national center of excellence is currently being built. You will be tested by continuous assessments and examinations. The college operates a system of continuous assessments. Climate change is not a pure reason for scientific research. The department will continue to offer 3 new scholarships next year. Poverty exists everywhere, but the situation has improved recently. The theater study course encourages students to exercise creativity. This course places considerable emphasis on critical thinking skills. Poor posture and neck strain are common for office workers. Practical experience is a vital part of legal training. The Earth's atmosphere is primarily composed of oxygen and nitrogen gases. Students will study the language literature in the ancient Greece. In language learning, a systematic method of organizing new categories is essential. There is a pharmacy on campus near the bookstore. The American astronomers made a plan for landing a spaceship on Mars. The history course is assessed via 3 written assignments. You can make an appointment to meet the librarian. The study of nutrition is a growing field. The speaker began by giving an outline of her presentation. Please note that the seminar has now been cancelled due to insufficient enrollment. Education and training provide important skills for the labor force. You need to hand in the essay next semester. Reserved collection books contribute to the most achieved students. The other book isn't thorough, but it's more insightful. The supposed benefit of space exploration has been frequently questioned. The dance department elaborated stage performances each semester. Student representatives will be visiting the classrooms with voting forms. The article considers the leisure habits of teenagers in rural areas. The university will seek a colossal renovation to the plain empty theater. University fees are a key factor when choosing a course. Crime rates are high because the police phones are difficult to call. Please check the information on the website for the opening times. The year when the ship of artifacts was wrecked interested historians. Students must present a valid identification to enroll in this course. The instant availability of information has radically changed people's lives. During the time people had large families as an insurance against some children loss. It is essential for companies to reduce the amount of harmful gases released into the atmosphere. Researchers found that trees can relieve stress and anxiety. One student representative will be selected from each class. Please confirm that you have received the textbook. The full list of undergraduate programs can be found on the website. Accountancy students have to hand in their dissertations this week. His analysis study appears to be based on the false premise. While some people regard it as care, others regard it as reckless. We have a great deal of debate on that topic. The student shop has a range of stationery. Research shows that exercising makes us feel better. Lectures are the oldest and the most formal teaching method at university. I will come back to this in a moment. We encourage students to complete their applications before the deadline. The marketing budget has been doubled since the beginning of the year. Visual aid can be really helpful for when you are revising. Many students are now studying science, technology, engineering, and maths. The timetable for the next term will be available next week. Vocabulary that is peculiar in a special field is called jargon. Many students lived in the hall of residence in term time. It is a debate about the value of knowledge. Strangely, people are spontaneously impressed by statistics. Optional tutorials are offered in the final week of the term. The essay should be easy to complete once the research is finished. The timetable will be posted on the website in the morning. Keeping organized class notes will make study time more efficient. You must answer security questions when you resign your passport. Astronomers use light years to measure distance in space. Currently, the economic growth is unpredictable. The collapse of the housing market has triggered recessions. When the roots of a plant failed, foliage suffers. The course involves a combination of pure and applied mathematics. It is clear that national trading system is a good thing. Calculators allow us to add numbers without making mistakes. A demonstrated ability to write clear, correct, and concise English is bigotry. Most of the lectures begin promptly, so do not be late. All student union students can register their names to get that service. The study of physiology involves in traditional sciences and social sciences. Students must wear protective clothing that is provided in the medical laboratory. Farmers need to endure the changes in climate. Many students live in the hall of residence in term time. The stock market crash had repercussions throughout the world. Molecules of a compound consist of chemically separate parts.